Hey guys, Repairman for Life here. Hope everybody's doing good today. We're back on the Homestead cabin project, and we're gonna start putting the framing up, mounting these 6x6 posts, and we're putting a 2x8 floor joist spanning 12 foot on it. So we're pulling off all our trim. We're trying to get flat as possible. We got to pull that back side of that um, plywood off anyway. That board, we got to pull that off anyway. We're going to do that in a later video I got. But we'll have to actually jack this storage building up. I'll build this pad first, and we're going to actually jack this storage building up to the height of this new pad that we're building. And the reason why is we want to get this pad built first is so that we can have something solid to where the building's not going to be moving around. So we're sitting there doing an 1.5 inch notch on some 6x6s for the band to set on. And we're going up doing a double band actually on the ends of this thing to make it stronger. But we dug those concrete holes, piers for roughly around 16 inches by 24 inches and dug them 12 inches deep. We poured roughly 9 or 10 inches of concrete in those holes. Guys, if y'all haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button to help us grow our channel. Hopefully we can get to the 1,000 subscribers to make putting these videos together worth it and be able to continue on doing this. Because I mean, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 hours of editing and things just to be able to put a video together. I didn't realize until I got into this YouTube thing how much time it takes to actually put something together for people. But what we're doing now is we just kind of getting the outline of the band up, kind of tacking things together. Nothing, in stone yet. Just tacking things together so we can kind of get a rough idea on the height for a post, 6x6 post that we're putting in. And in our area, they like for you to leave at least 18 inches off the ground. So we've stayed above that 18 inches. If you're 18 inches or less, then normally we would end up putting a treated framing in if it's closer than 18 inches to the ground. But what we've done is we stayed up above that, measured it from it, and stayed up above that to make sure that we had the height that we needed. So you can see there we're just, going around. We started off with the two, leveled that first one on the left side there, and then we're just coming around and leveling it and kind of getting the height that we need and using some temporary little trash sticks here we had laying around to hold the band up. And I mean, we could do some tweaking and stuff as we go. We're just looking for something that's pretty close to level to get us, sitting on the concrete footers, and that way we can kind of square it up to make sure we're kind of sitting in the concrete area that we need to be. And once we, and what we're doing there is we're putting a center one in. It's kind of in the center of these joists and everything to keep it in and out and everything. And once we get that other outside band on and everything, we'll be able to put all the other joists in and then start squaring this thing up to get ready for plywood. And we're not going to probably have plywood put on in this video. I got some more footage of that to go in another video. But we'll probably end up, this video is basically going to be for framing it up. Yeah, so what I was saying before about we're going to get this bolt it down. We're going to use 6x6 plates and bolt them down to the concrete with 1/2 inch red heads. That way, keep this thing from moving. And once we get it framed in, then we're going to go to this building on the left side. We need this solid on this right side where we're building new, so we can take this building and actually bolt it to it. This building only has 2x4 floor joists in it, so we're gonna end up doing is, and I'm not really sure what I think it's 3/4 plywood. We hadn't really dug into what the plywood is in there, but what we're gonna end up doing, we're doing a 3/4 band tack on this new section, and we're gonna extend that 3/4 plywood to where it'll go overlay into that old building on top of the old plywood, and then that way the floor will be all new, continuous all the way through there. And once we get this building brought up to the heights and bolted together and everything, where we got it kind of where we need it to be, we're going to go into the front side of it and dig some piers just like we did this. And the piers from that are going to probably be about, I'm not sure, 4 to 6 foot away. We're going to end up doing another 4 or 6 foot we're going to add on to the front of this little shed. Then in front of that, we're going to do maybe a 6 to 8 foot porch that we're going to add on to it. An outside porch that'll be added on to it. I was originally thinking the guy wanted 12 foot by 16 foot portion, which I thought that was just way too big of a porch area. I told him, maybe about an 8 foot by 16. But it looked like me a 12 by 16 porch just for a little homestead cabin build thing would be way too big. I mean, you'd get a lot more use out of the space on the inside of it. But yeah, if you guys do any projects like this or ever run across projects like this, leave it down in the comments and let me know, or have you done, log cabin ones, or I've never worked on a log cabin. I've always kind of wanted to work on a log cabin, but never have done it. Kind of was always curious. I mean, even the new log cabin stuff is pretty neat. I'm kind of more of a older kind of vintage kind of stuff I like. But even these new log cabins they have nowadays, I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, they're pretty expensive, but I mean, they're beautiful. Basically, when you get a kit or something, I'm assuming you just put them together. I'm assuming they've got the pieces kind of numbered and you got your plans and you kind of put it together like a puzzle, what I'm thinking. But everything we're doing here, I mean, it's nothing written in stone. It's just kind of an idea what the guy gave me he wanted. And, we're just kind of playing it by ear and just building as we go. And that's a lot of times these projects end up like this. You build something, you have some customers that you work for that, they end up changing their mind. You get to building something, they see it once you start building it and framing it up, then they start seeing things different. I may see it in my head ahead of time when they explain it to me, but I know what they're talking about or what they want kind of, but once I start building it, then they kind of see it different, want to move this, and can you add this here? So it's kind of like that. Well, you can see right here what we did. We got that band all the way around everything. We're starting to put these joists inside of it now. And these are 2x8 joists, 12 foot. And we're doing double band on this left side and the right side. We're doing double bands. But we're going to get all these joists inside here. So that way we can kind of start squaring this thing and up pulling a diagonal on it. So we're just tacking them in place there, using a nail gun. Using that Harbor Freight nail gun I had for like 6 or 7 years. I mean, And I think it's finally starting to act up some now, because half the time, I mean, it won't shoot a nail all the way through, like you needed to set the nail. But I mean, it's been a good gun for 6 or 7 years that I've used it. I got a lot of use out of it, used it a whole lot. But thinking about getting one of cordless guns, if you guys got a certain cordless gun that you use. I've used a pass load cordless guns before. I mean, they're okay, but it seems like to me those pass loads, every time you turn around, either you out of gas or you out of battery. So, I mean, if y'all use the DeWalt cordless gun, those type or something, or a different brand, Milwaukee looked like they got a nice framing gun out now, and that only uses the battery. I mean, so that's nice. I mean, you don't need a charger, the way I understand it. But I mean, if y'all use some kind of cordless framing gun or a roofing gun, been interested in that cordless roofing gun DeWalt's got. But drop me a comment down below and let me know which ones that you use and how does it do. I mean, does it work good for you, right? Got a roof job coming up I got to do. I'm kind of waiting on when the weather warms up a little bit to do it. It's pretty cold here, 30s and 40s. And I'm trying to wait till it at least warms up. I like to put shingles on maybe in the 60s or something, or 55 or 60 or something. Isn't too bad on a roof. But if any of y'all have any experience with that DeWalt cordless nail gun, I've seen some people use that and look like it says I don't know how long the batteries will last or what, but leave me a comment down there if you got use out of that and like it and everything. And we're pulling string lines on the front of this, trying to straighten this band out and everything. And we're pulling diagonals from one side to the other. That's the best way to get this thing squared up. Get your string line and pull your diagonals on both sides. So we can move that building there to whatever we need it to. We want to get this pad. But hey guys, if you enjoy these kind of videos, hit like and subscribe there, and it really helps our channel really grow and everything and gain subscribers. And we'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, Repairman for Life here. Hope everybody